So, howdy once again, wee hours of the morning, but the mission to impression this lock is on. So mission 1 will be to cut out a part of the bottom of the key blank to allow the raised circular ridge that you see before you to fit up into the blank. So, by forcing the key blank with some pressure into the lock and twisting it back and forwards several times, you will end up with some marks on the bottom of the blank like you can see here. And now, with a clear indication of where to cut, I'm going to grab this diamond-coated riffler file and try to carefully cut away some material. Okay, so that much is done. What I've tried to do is just carve away just enough material to allow that raised circular ring to fit up snugly into the key blank. And so, in preparation for the impressioning that is to come, I've taken the working end of the key and shaped it into kind of a blade shape. Now, the purpose of this is to allow the levers within the lock to more easily press into and deform the material that the blank is made from and indicate to us exactly where it is that we need to cut. Alright, let's give this a bit of a wiggle. I need to have a think about things. So, tension, a good amount of tension, and we use the dynamic technique, and kind of in a seesawing motion, wiggle the blank in and out of the lock, or within the lock rather, while maintaining good solid tension with the levers, with the expectation, or rather hope, that some decent impression marks will be left upon the blade of this blank. So that is the basic idea of that, and next is to see what happened, if anything. So, result time. As you can see clearly on the left, and perhaps not quite so clearly on the right, there are definite signs of deformation, and it is this that tells us exactly where we need to cut. And so that is exactly what I've done here. Ideally, the file you're using should be the width of the actual levers to make life far less complicated. I don't have that luxury, so I'm just going to punk it. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, so after a little bit more artful wiggling, we have a couple of more marks. You can see a definite deformation on the left and some deformation here in the middle, so more cutting is to be done. And once again, we file away at those points, not taking off too much in terms of depth, because we don't want to cut too deeply too quickly, and naturally we're continuing with the blade technique. So, slight change in methodology. I've used a bit of sooting here by burning the blank with a lighter, and as you can see fairly clearly, there are some definite deformations on the left, a bit of deformation in the middle, and some markings on the right, which led me to believe that maybe I need to reduce the width of this blank a little, which I may do as I go. Okay, so the cutting mission continues. As you can see, I'm still using the blade technique, and in terms of the height, I'm only cutting down very, very gradually each time. I'm adopting the method of better safe than sorry. So, back to the wiggling, I guess. Okay, I'm assuming my key blank is not exactly straight and level, because I keep getting marks here and marks there and marks somewhere else as I go along, so I'm just going to keep cutting away at those points, continuing again with the blade technique, only dropping the height very, very minimally, and keep my fingers crossed along the way. Again, I have those indications on the right that I might need to thin this blank a little. So still cutting away very, very carefully, just at the points where the deformations are, and again, slowly but surely, and again, continuing with the blade technique as cleanly as I can, but as you can see, it's a little roughish. So as you can see, still doing a bit of sooting. There's a definite lever mark right through the middle. Lets me know there's a lever right in that position. I'm a little uncertain what I should be doing, so I think I'll just clean up a little bit and go again. Okay, so a little bit of a clean up on the key blank. Tacked it with a little bit of fine grain sandpaper to just make it a little bit easier on the eye. So anyway, enough waffle, back to the fun bit. Yep, still going. But anyway, as you can see in the middle there, a definite deformation of the key blank, and way over on the right, again I'm getting those little indications that I may need to thin this blank a little bit. But anyway, let's just keep going. So back again after some cutting, and as you can see in the middle there, I've kind of taken a bit of a liberty and I've cut straight across there and lowered things down a little bit. These look about right to be the width of the levers, so yeah, we'll see how well that works out. And I've also started to thin the blank a little bit out from the right hand side in, so we'll see how this goes. So it's getting later and later, and I'm verging on the edge of falling down, but because my eyes are getting bleary, I switched to UV light, and hooray! I wish I was using this before. But as you can see, definite deformation from the lever there in the center. So yeah, let's just keep filing away, huh? Okay, it's getting later and my brain is seriously on the fritz. I'm forgetting to take photographs and it's just getting kind of comical. But anyway, it's at the point now where I'm starting to lose definite deformation. So also the bloody lock just pretty swiftly opened. So let me see if I can just clean up a little bit and come back with you. Okay, just quickly, I thought I might show you the other side of the key blank to give you a better idea of what the bitting looks like at the moment. I'm really not sure how close this is to what the actual key might look like. But, hell, you know, if it works, it works. Who cares, right? Yep, so here I am with my little tomahawk. And I'll show you where we're at least. So that goes in. And it's you know, it's not fighting me at all. So, again, I don't know how close that is to the actual bitting. It might be a mere miles away. But the fact remains that at the moment, the darn thing works. So, as messy as that was, and as inaccurate as it may in fact in reality be, I'm going to call that a key for the moment and say that we are done. So hopefully some of that was useful for you guys. It's probably a shoddy mess, but tried for you, really did. One of these days I'll see if I can do a better job. Peace and respect. I need to go and fall down.